Hello, Christina here, and today we're going to talk about the 5 Excel formulas that you need to know. Here are those 5. We're going to talk about how to add, how to subtract, how to multiply, how to divide, how to get the sum of a bunch of numbers, and how to get the average. So, as you can see right here, these are the operations that we are going to be using. So in case you are new to Excel, the first thing that you need to know is every time you type in a formula, it starts with an equal sign. Keep that in mind. That is the biggest mistake I find that people make, is that they forget the equal sign and then their formula doesn't work. So let's take a look at some examples and see how these are done. Our first example is how to add. So I'm going to simply click into this cell right here. In case you were not aware, these boxes here are referred to as cells, and I'm going to start with an equal sign. All formulas start with an equal sign. And what I can do is I can simply type in the numbers 20 and 5 when I need them. However, I don't want you to get in that habit. I want you to get in the habit of using the cell references. The reason being is in the future, if anything needs to change, your formula will automatically recalculate. I'll show you that towards the end. That'll be a fun little bonus. So what I'm going to do is notice that my 20 is in cell A3. I kind of like to think of it like the game Battleship. You kind of have to look the horizontal and the vertical. So I'm going to type in A3. And you see it highlights that cell, so I know that I got the correct one. Now, because I'm using add, I'm simply going to type in the plus sign. And then the next cell is in A4. So I'm going to go ahead and type in A4. Now, a lot of times I hear people say, I must have done something wrong because it's in red. That is not what this means. In Excel, it's just being color-coded. Excel is not telling you you did something wrong. If you do something wrong, you'll get an error message. It's not going to be color-coded. Now I can hit enter, and you see that it added those numbers for me. Let's use the same 2 numbers to subtract. So once again, I'm going to start with an equal sign. Now I'm going to show you a different way. In case you didn't know or you weren't confident that you were going to type in the correct cell reference, instead of typing in C3, I can simply click on that cell and it puts it in for me. Now when I want to subtract, I can hit the minus sign and I can click on the next one and once again hit enter. Now if I have a bunch of these, I could keep going and subtracting multiples or adding multiples at a time, but there are more advanced formulas for when you have a bunch of numbers, so you don't have to keep typing that in. Sum is an example of that, and we're going to get to that one in just a moment. Our next formula is multiply. So once again, I'm going to start with my equal sign, and I'm going to click on the first cell that I want. Now the multiplication symbol is the asterisk. That's the one right above the 8. So Shift 8, and then I'll click on the next one and enter. You getting the hang of this? If so, click that like button and let me know what you are using these formulas for in the comments down below. Now we'll divide. So I want to click here. Once again, equal sign, 20, and then I'm going to do the forward slash. That's the one with the question mark on your keyboard. And then I'll click on the last number and enter. So far, so good, right? All right. Let's go to our next 2 formulas, sum and average. These are kicking it up a notch. So I'm going to go right into this cell, and I want to add up all these numbers. Now, I can use that formula that I've used before for adding, and I can just start typing in this, plus this, plus this, plus this, plus, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But that's just takes up a lot of time. And I'm here to save you time. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that and show you the better way. The sum formula uses the word sum. Because if you remember back to like elementary school, the sum is the answer when you add a bunch of numbers up. So I'm going to type in sum. And you can see here, it's giving me a list of things right here. These are some other formulas that I can use. And if you look here, it's telling me sum adds the numbers in the cell in a range of cells. If I do sum if, it tells me a given condition. So in addition to giving you the formulas that you can use, it also gives you a little brief description. So let's just stick with the sum formula. Now, after you use a formula like this, you have to put in an open parentheses. This is something that I find a lot of people forget. They forget to use that open parentheses. Now, I want to tell it I need to add up all these numbers. Another thing that sometimes people forget, they just assume that because computers are smart, the computer will know that you want to add up all the numbers right above it. And they might just type in equals sum and then hit enter. Hashtag name. That means you have an error there. So let's get out of that and let's do it correctly. So I'm going to do my parentheses, and now I want all of these numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the first number. Now notice I have the white plus sign. The white plus sign is what you want when you are highlighting numbers. So I'm going to click my mouse. I'm not going to let go, and I am going to drag down to the bottom number. So, oh, go away, little thing here. So I'm going to end my parentheses. There you go. And you can see it's telling me from I3 to I11. Fortunately, I's and 1's look the same, so this example can be a little confusing for that, but I think you're smart enough to get the idea. You can also see it up here written this way. So I just simply highlighted, I closed my parentheses, that tells Excel I'm done, and I'm going to hit enter, and you can see it added all those numbers for me. Now, when I go back to this formula, see how it has I3 colon I11. That means first to the last. So instead of highlighting all these, I could have just typed it in that way. I'll do that when I use the average formula. So let's take a look at that. The average formula, like it sounds, takes the average. So once again, I could have done this the long way where I added all these numbers up with the addition or the sum formula, then I use the division formula to divide it, but Excel makes it easy for you. So I'm going to type in equals, average, and parentheses. So just like that sum formula, we need to have those open parentheses. Now, once again, I can highlight what I want, but I said I was going to show you how you could also just type it in. So I can click on or type in the first cell that I want. Then I'm going to put in a colon, and then I can click on or type in the last cell. Oops, there we go. The last cell that I want. Close my parentheses and hit enter. And now you have the average here. Now I told you I would throw in the fun little bonus of showing you how the fact that we put in those cell references can help us out if we decide to change numbers in the future. So let's use this example right here. 20 divided by 5 is 4. Now if I had typed in 20 and 5 right up here, instead of typing in those cell references, when I changed one of these numbers, it would not recalculate. But watch what happens when I take this 20 right here and I change it to 100. As soon as I press enter, did you notice that this recalculated for me and now it's doing 100 divided by 5? That's the beauty of Excel. It automatically adjusts on the fly as you change things. So keep that in mind as one of the great benefits of using Excel. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. Once again, I would love for you to subscribe so you can get more quick videos like this. Please also leave me a comment and let me know what other videos I can help you out with. And as always, stay techie. Bye.